no, disaster. Look at that. Good morning to you. Welcome back to Antique Agenda. I'm glad to hang out with you today because we're gonna do some more DIY crafting. I have a couple projects on the lineup, on the agenda, and they are Christmas projects. We're gonna do another half doll creation that I want to get done for an upcoming Christmas marathon sale that I'm gonna be a part of over on Enamour Amy's YouTube channel, which I'm really excited about. So that's the number one project that I want to get done with all of you. And I know it's gonna turn out so cute. This first project is going to be one of my birdcage half ladies. I'm going to use this green wooden little bird cage. And this is the lady that I plan on using. She's a larger size, so I knew she would work well with the bird cage. Now she is broken on the back, but that just makes her a great candidate for a craft project. All of the other birdcage half dolls that I have done have been on a much smaller scale, so this one is going to be the biggest. And in this case, the main project for me is going to be, I want to give it a skirt. So let's dig in because I do not have a sewing machine and I do actually want to sew instead of glue some of the trim. And I know it's going to take me forever. The very last corner, and we are going to tighten this up. I'm so excited. Once this is all finished, I can attach the doll to the cage and see how this skirt looks on her. I can't wait. So I got some more tacky and we're just going to put this on the bird cage and fit our half doll right over it. So we have a nice snug fit. Using the tacky is great because it'll fill all the voids, but it'll also make it temporary so that if it needs to be disassembled, she can be. I think she looks so good. I'm really excited. So now we have to try the skirt on. I added some ribbon. What did I add? I added this Hug and Snug. This is my favorite ribbon to use. It's vintage seam binding, but I just love the way this looks when it's tied into a bow. I think it's got the perfect kind of shabby chic floppiness that I prefer. All right, let's see if we can scoot you guys over so you can see. Here's our skirts. So I just sewed the seam binding right in side. So I've got the trim on the outside and then the seam binding on the inside so that I can wrap it around. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do a nice big loose floppy bow. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. So now that I have a base, something that can be used year round, now I'm going to Christmas it up. The first thing I'm gonna add is this little wreath. And then we need to put something inside of her. We'll see what else I can come up with to make her more Christmassy. But it worked, you guys. It worked. Hallelujah. Okay, so I'm back from digging in my basement, looking for trees. I found this one. I think it might be too big, but let's just see. Shall we experiment? The door on this bird cage is very small. So, yeah, might take some wiggling to shove it up in there. See this? Dare I say some "it's not gonna fit" comments? Oh my goodness. Well, it's a little wonky. Okay, so I pulled the green tree out. I found a white tree. It's a little bright, but it would match the porcelain, so I'm not against it. That might be actually the right choice. Shall we insert? Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Okay. It's not showing up as good on screen, but in real life, I'm actually kind of liking it. Let me see if you guys can see up close. Do you see? I think that's the right choice. And I have some antique tinsel garland. This is very old antique garland. So we're taking a newer bottle brush tree and antiquing it with this old garland. And I think that will be nice. Should I see if I have any red? I'm gonna go look and see what I have that's red that we could add to this. So the table is just covered in glitter. But there she is with the little bit of red beaded garland around the tree. I think it looks a little bit more like an antique tree. And it's so hard to get this size of tree inside of the bird cage because the door is so small, like it's such a small little opening. I think it is going to be a fun piece to offer at the Christmas Marathon sale. I definitely think someone's gonna want to take her home. So this was DIY number 1. This was the big project. We got it done today. All right, Madame, I am going to put you to the side so that we can do my project number 2, which is actually just a quick assemble. Nothing too complicated. I have this very old punched tin, I think, frame, and it originally came with a photograph and this very gross celluloid cover. So all I need to do is get a piece of acetate and I will replace that. What I liked about this frame is it's very lightweight. So I knew that I could add some sort of decorative hanging piece fairly easily and it wouldn't weigh it down. And I thought it'd be great to frame an antique postcard in. So we're just gonna leave the old patina on there. That's what we want. We want it to look old and worn. I have the perfect postcard to put in here. So we just need to cut some acetate and do an easy assembly. 1, 2, 3, right? Famous last words. So I found the antique postcard that I want to use. It's beautiful. And anytime you see an antique postcard with a Santa Claus on it, with really good color, even if there's a little bit of creasing or tears, I would say that they're worth around $10 to $15 individually. So if you can get one at a great price, I recommend to pick it up. Okay, so I grabbed this sweater clip, and I do like mixing metals for Christmas. I love silver and gold together. Maybe you can see that it clips on nice and easy. These are really nice, big, sturdy clips. A beautiful way to create a hanging display piece for any lightweight piece of art, a cabinet card, postcard, whether it's in a frame or not in a frame, either way. But these little cardigan sweater clips are so wonderful. Anytime I see one, I always grab it at the thrift store or in a estate sale. So there you have it, nice and easy. I can always add a little flower or a little hanging charm if I so desire. But this I will probably bring to one of my live sales on Sunday. So there you have it, project number 2, all done. Okay, you guys, so this next project could involve some sewing as well. In fact, I think it is going to involve sewing. But about a year and a half ago, I saw on Pinterest some angel wings that were made with antique lace, and I loved them. They were a lot larger than the wings I want to tackle today. I want to try to make some angel wings on a much smaller scale. I have this little doll. It's like a little doll chemise, I think, but I thought I could use the lace on the bottom of it. I don't even think I have a wire hanger. But what I do have is an extra pair of butterfly wings. Back when I used some for a template for my DIY Dark Academia Mariposa, if you guys watched that. So I thought, what if I used just one section of the butterfly wings and pop out the netting here? So that's my thought. Now, are they gonna look like angel wings? I'm gonna try to bend them so they do. So let's get started and see where this goes. I'm just gonna be winging this, and I'm taking you along for the ride. Okay, so we are on take 2. The lace that I cut, I was having trouble sewing it because the holes were too big in the netting. And I'm sure there are a lot of you that would have said, I could have told you that. So I thought I could use a doily. I already cut up this one, and I'm trying to sew it on here. Well, it's the end of the day. The sun is going down. I'm losing light fast, but I was able to get the little wings done. Now I'm gonna hold these up so you can see. They aren't perfect. Asymmetrical, a little lumpy here and there. The pattern doesn't quite match exactly, but they have that romantic, shabby chic, beautiful little look that I think is gonna look great on one of my antique dolls. So I'm happy with it. I definitely would like to try it again, maybe with slightly larger wings. I'm gonna keep an eye out for the right piece of material. With my sewing skills, I definitely need more material for the thread to grab onto, because the netting in this lace had too many holes. Too many holes for me to be able to figure that out. But I got it done, guys. It's nice. It's nice to have a goal, have a vision, and see it through. And I did. All right, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the 3 Christmas projects that I shared with you today. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourselves. Happy thrifting, happy crafting, and bye for now. I'm gonna say I really misjudged how long this would take. I knew it would take me a long time, but not this long. Of course, I also wasn't planning on using trim all the way around, but I feel like that's what we have to do. Basically, I want to cover up the ugly stitches with the pretty trim. So we're just gonna sit here, and if the conversation gets interesting, I might include this at the end. Because sometimes we like to just listen to a little chatter in the background. I don't have any particular subject on my mind though. What should we talk about? Okay, I just rethreaded my needle. We're gonna take a sip of coffee. And we're gonna sew. We're gonna sew in and out with this little trim. So, what's gonna be the topic of discussion? How about we discuss, since we are all collectors and treasure hunters, it's what we love to do. Let's talk about accumulation, because it's something that all of us do when we go out and find goodies. Is we're accumulating items in our home, and sometimes we don't always have room for it. I am a huge example of having eyes bigger than my house. But that doesn't mean I want to stop treasure hunting, right? I am a maximalist. I love having a lot of things. I love showing off all of the things that I find. But sometimes I can end up accumulating items, less so because it was an item that I really wanted, and more so because it was a great item at a great price. And that's where I can get in trouble, is I take something home because it was a good deal. And I think that can impede our collections. It can impede the actual intentional collections that we want to buy, and instead of saving our money for those items, we end up spending money on things that are great, but maybe were not really necessary. But because they were a really great deal, we pulled the trigger. For a lot of us, shopping and going to the thrift store is a recreational activity. It's fun. It's fun to go hunting for things. It's fun to find something that's really great and it doesn't cost a lot of money. There's a huge thrill in that process. It's literally my favorite thing to do is to go treasure hunting, wherever that may be. Thrift store, antique shop, flea market. You end up with a lot of items in your home. You end up with accumulation. And accumulation can become a hindrance to the aesthetics of your house. As much as I love all of my treasures, I have been doing this for so long that I am reaching the point of capacity. I do think it's possible for a maximalist to hit maximum capacity. You know, whatever you like to, oh no, disaster. Look at that. Why did the threads get caught like this? It's so frustrating. It's stuck. I'm getting close to being done with the trim. I got this much left to go. So yeah, I need my glasses back on. So everyone, I'm sure, has their own threshold of where they draw the line. When do you feel you have reached maximum capacity? Maybe for some of you, there is never a threshold. Now for me, it's tricky because I'm sure I have said too much is never enough. But yet, do I truly believe that? Do I feel that in my home? And the answer is no. I have had plenty of moments this year where I have said to myself, that's enough. That is enough. So I guess it's just a matter of your own comfort. I love surrounding myself with beautiful things. It fills my spirit in a way where I look at the things that I have found and put together in my home for their beautiful aesthetic, for their charm, for their unique quality, for their craftsmanship, for my appreciation of the history and the generations of people who have owned those pieces before me. And it really brings me so much happiness and contentment. And sometimes it can evoke memories of my past. What do you do when you have a passion for treasure hunting and you feel like your house can't take anymore? Well, for a lot of us, we resell. We find the treasures and pass them on to another person's home. And honestly, for someone like me, I feel like it's a wonderful way to put my passions and energy into a purposeful mission to rehome treasures that could be lost, could be thrown away. I really feel like there are so many things out there that deserve to live on in new homes. And that's what keeps me going. I'm sure for a lot of you, you agree with that sentiment and feel very similar. So what are your thoughts on your thrifting choices, your home aesthetic. Do you even care about home aesthetics? Or do you just like treasure hunting and adding to collections and giving things a new purpose, giving things a new life? Do you guys think about this very deeply, or do you just, don't make it too complicated for yourself? I sometimes can make things a little too complicated. It doesn't have to be. I don't have to make it that way. Sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what, Heather, you made a mistake. You shouldn't have bought that thing. Or, Heather, why didn't you buy that thing? All right. The floor is full of glitter. Teeny stuff.